You know what this is. You know who I am. It's Lucky Denver and Kentucky Route Zero. Today we start Act 4, and once we finish this up, we won't get any more until Act 5 comes out, which should be at the end of January. Still think the timing was odd, but I am very glad I chose to play this game and very glad we're getting into the end, so let's do it. Oh, there we go. I promise you I'll do something different next time. Something way more action-packed. Maybe it'll have a mammoth in it, though. I'd be pretty disappointed if it didn't. Oh, that is so cool. Manual 5.4 Context Backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus 5A-1 may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping. But this is not at all helpful. Table of contents. 0. Introduction. 1. Installation. Orientations. Order of operations. The passage of time. Gestures. Final notes. I don't ever think I would throw a book in the water. So we're not going to do that. Let's say maybe I ought to read it back to front. My savior, our friend is here. Our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? No, game. You leave him alone. I try to stay clear of the high voltage these days. I don't at all blame you, especially down here on the water, I mean. Sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? I always end up down here eventually. The river is like that. It always has been. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. Hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. The Bureau has great acoustics. You've got that right. Wow. I could sit in there for hours, just listen to my breath reverberate through the weird architecture. Still, it's always good to be back on the river. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people, and some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. Ooh, I don't know why I really like that dialogue exchange. Whew. I do love me some good writing. Yes, I do. The Mucky Mammoth. I like that too. Can't see it, but I'm dancing just because I like good writing. Let's see what Will wants. Will? Will. Quietly. Singing quietly. For we on mold and whiskey fed and... Oh! Wet gears. Wet gears? Probably. Who knows? First thing I tried, anyway. Down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out and dried each one by hand, and then I loaded them back in again. That took care of the grinding sound, but our trunk keeps doing that sparking, clanking, weeping thing. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend. You know how it is, don't you? What's your story, Will? Story? Well, I like to listen to them. I like to tell them, but I don't have one of my own. I also don't have a permanent address or pickup truck or any change of clothes. I wash my laundry in the river, and in that moment I'm truly free. I don't even have any shoes. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal-gripping toes. It doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud Tuzola. I butchered that. I am so sorry. At the university. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there. At the university, it was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the Echo. It ran for a while above ground, sorry. It doesn't anymore, but I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with the maintenance, I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river story, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Oh, if you talk to Kate, could you ask her when she stops for gas, could she pick me up a scratch ticket? Thanks. I guess I can just loop back around this way. Oh, I just want to pet the mammoth. Hello, mammoth. You are adorable. You are the best. You and Blue, tied for best. I have to be fair. You two are the best. I love you. Alright, let's talk to Kate. How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know. Hard on the eyes. Still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. You need tea. So... Oh my god. Words I'm butchering. Agrosib... Agarita? My pronunciation is usually pretty good, but then they throw this shit at me, and I'm like, oh no, they're going to think I'm an idiot. Definitely peppermint, dried spring, agarus, milk thistle, and dried reishi. What are all those for? Eye strain, dried spring, agarus, mask the taste of the rest of it. Dried reishi is in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom based. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy. Oh, I have to ask about the dog. Is that your dog? Yeah, that's Valkyrie. Great name for a dog. I call her Val. She's a rescue. Isn't she dignified? I've always thought so. Very dignified. Hope you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There's some pretty interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual, weird. Watch out, that VCR doesn't take your hands off, though. It's untrustworthy. What's wrong with VCR? I could take a look. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. You'll get the picture. I saw you talking to Will. He's an old friend. Don't be fooled by that burned-out aura. He's a smart and kind man. I think his only vice is those silly scratch tickets. Speaking of which, we're coming up on our next stop shortly, refueling and picking up a few things. Well, eyes on the road. All right. Ezra runs up to Shannon. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery up on deck. Do you have batteries? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, she searches her pockets. Here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of those should fit. Thank you. I am now Ezra. Cool. I can take that. Love the transitions. Oh, they make me happy. Musicians. Johnny the Junebug. Really? You were in trance. You don't remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic. Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. Sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. That was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. Are you playing a concert tonight? I could record that. Yeah, Clara came here all the way from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. Haha, it's a tour. Tomorrow I'll be in Nashville, and then Atlanta, and then over to the coast. Brutal. Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once, and I remember loving it, and Johnny was moved. Speaking of Cyrano, it's his night at the Rum Colony. Kate said she usually stops off there. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago? 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there. I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Well, this is different. Let's try to tape record the cat. Oh, wait. What is going on? Ooh. Oh, I am out of control here. This is all the game. Don't make a Titanic joke. Don't make a Titanic joke. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Neither can I. Damn noisy river. Just that thing about, what was it? When you walk through a door? When you go to the kitchen for something and as soon as you pass from one room into another, you forget what you wanted? You have to walk back out just to remember. Like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. He cranes his neck over the railing. You were driving for hours. Get any sleep? Just resting my eyes for a minute. Every little bit helps, right? Shannon leans over the railing and looks at the river below. Does look cold, doesn't it? Yeah, better keep that kid away from the edge. Person could easily fall in. He's been exploring. He seems to keep himself entertained. It's good for him. It's important to know how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. Do you really have to go to work at hard times? Didn't seem so bad, did it? It's a way to live. I mean, rent a bed, eat at the cafeteria. Not like I have a choice. I think you do have a choice. You've got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damn shame when people go sudden. I hope I read that right. It didn't sound right after it came out. Oh, we are traveling. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone in this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half the stories we hear. Kate told me I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river, most of them I picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on. Listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft, or anyway. I talked to a few sailors who had recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night when I was working on the Mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time. A young woman, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. Ezra stayed in the tugboat and looked around the map room. Followed him into the gas station. probably wrap up after this little section. I know these episodes have been running long. Thanks, everybody, for being patient. It's not a game that's easy to just cut off. I get into it. Don't judge me. I cut it close. I usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. The gas station moves around? Sure, it's not anchored or anything. Could be anywhere up and down the Echo. You just kind of run into it when you need it, or hopefully a little before you need it. Usually stop here once a night, though. Though, to be honest, I'm not sure it's even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything, and I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers must have gotten held up elsewhere in their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Look at him go! That kid has a lot of energy. It's got to be past his bedtime or something, right? I don't think he has a bedtime. He's a maverick. Sounds familiar. That's so hard to it's hard to fake a laugh, so when you have to read a laugh, it just becomes sort of a struggle. You don't have any of your own? I mean, no, I guess not. I just realized you two come through here so often, we chat about all kinds of stuff. But I never thought to ask about family. We're all the family we need. That's sweet. So, how about that storm upstairs? Did you two get caught in it? I heard it kind of roamed around, uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear all about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage, probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning and everyone headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river, not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the cave moss, and their wet wings clump together in these little balls of nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by current here and there between the rocks. You have never seen a mushroom grow, like on a soggy cave moth carcass. Ugh! Disgusting. Amazing. If I could get a day off, Val and I would be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it. They'll be ready by tomorrow. A mushroom will grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Hey, are you two headed out this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val to shore with you for a few hours. She's got a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't even need to know what to look for. Put a bag around her neck and she'll just bring them back to you. Yeah! Ooh. Well, this one seems a little nicer. We don't know where we'll be tomorrow. I should have figured. Seems you two are always on the move. It does seem that way. So, I should get back aboard. No rush. I just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Thought I'd grab some black coffee for the old man. He's looking a bit waterlogged. Sure, don't want him falling asleep on you. Nah, he'll be alright. He seems like the type who can hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Hey, while you're in there, could you remind the gas station attendant this fuel is on my tab? Charged to the Mucky Mammoth. Oh, and Will wanted a scratch ticket. Thanks. I think I'll just watch the lake for a minute, ma'am. Looking for crystals? Why do you assume I'm looking for crystals? We've got them on sale. All kind of folks coming here looking for crystals. A few over there with milky white shocks through the middle, like you caught a piece of a cloud. People seem to like those a lot. Yep. Popular crystals. You work on the Mammoth? I can add it to your tab. Oh, you know the tugboat? The captain, Kate, said I'd have to remind you. Sure, they're here every night. It's okay. I have one of those faces. Forgettable. Does it bother you? I've learned to cherish it. There's dignity in being forgotten, letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled. Whoo, game, you are hitting me in the heart. Whoo, cut that out. I used to live in a city, a real city. Cleveland, Ohio. I had some family money then and I didn't have to work. I lived in hotels. In daylight, I walked wherever the people were. My only duty was to the crowd. I was its observer, its historian, its detective, its poet. Well, the money ran out, and I dispersed with the rest of them. I took my duties with me here, to Lake Lethe, in the Echo River. I live behind this counter, anonymous, invisible, but I live with dignity. And yourself? Sure, something like that. I like to keep moving. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I can't help it myself. Travel at the pleasure of the current. Keep all the crystals on that shelf over there. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser symmetry. But I didn't get the ticket. The crystals are rough, dirty, some are damp. They must have come out of the river. Johnny seemed distant. Traveling with all these people might be like sensory overload for him. Junebug tries to scrape some green algae off a larger specimen, examining it for the kind of cloudy inner formation the attendant said was so popular. What would it be like to travel with one more? Huh. Okay. You. And a few numbers are woven through the algae. Even supposing it was possible to take on another passenger long term. This isn't algae at all. It's a decayed plastic bag caught on the rock. Alright, now maybe I can get that ticket. Oh, nope, that's a different guy. Shit, that flood water washed you halfway up out to sea. I was looking for you down by New Königsberg. Same as usual, but ain't nobody there, and the river's deep as an elephant's. He notices Junebug. Oh, didn't see you there, ma'am. Pardon my language. Where are you heading? Well, in fact, I'm heading right here. Glad to have found it at last. I expect you must be Loretta. Enchanted to meet you. Sorry I'm late. Hey, is that coming on too flowery or something? Enchanted? Repeating it now, it feels a little silly. I'm not Loretta, but I think you'll do fine with Enchanted. Well, thanks for saying so. Now I'm double embarrassed. How do you know Loretta? I really don't. I met Loretta on the computer. We met each other there. Or I guess we spoke through the computer and agreed to meet? I don't know the terminology. I haven't dated in quite a while. Back when I met Greta, that's my wife, my ex, or maybe I am her ex? I don't know how to say it. Anyway, back then there wasn't even such a thing as computers at all. I guess there probably was, but I never heard of one. I worked in textiles. Oh, here I am. Didn't work out with Greta? She left me. I'm sure I can't blame her. Damn it all, I guess I probably missed her. I wonder if she'll agree to meet me again. I'm sure she'll understand with the weather and all. It's nice of you to say so. Well, I guess I'll head on back. Hey, supposing Loretta doesn't want to see me after all. My card is full. Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. Actually, I wanted to ask you for some advice. I had to type up a sort of autobiography for the computer date, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I only got one reply, and that was Loretta herself. I was happy to meet her, but supposing she's lost interest now, do you think you could maybe give me some feedback? It's only a paragraph or so. I have it all memorized. I spent so damn long writing it. Okay, here's how it goes. I'm a good-natured man, retired, and spend most of my time sailing the Echo River, riding currents of subterranean gas and that strange invisible wind that moans out of the small tunnels along the bank. Seeking a companion to map the river with me. I have 2 grown children, but they live far away. No goofballs. Okay, what do you think? What was that about goofballs? Like serious inquiries only. You might miss out on some really great goofballs. You may be right about that. Oh man, I can't go back up and read that. I'm not gonna mention the children. That's normal. It's the thing about the wind. Yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to show my poetic side. I'll save that for the date. You'll be fine. All right, thanks for your help, ma'am. Really renewed my confidence. I'm ready to get back on that computer. You have a good night now. What's left of it, anyways. All right, well, it doesn't look like I'm getting that scratch-off ticket. Mushroom hunting, huh? I'd like to try my hand at mushroom hunting. I bet I'd be pretty good at it. So, would you like to ride with us for a day? I guess you'd miss Kate, even for just a day. Maybe we can still talk her into it. Alright, now I want to try something here just because... I don't know why, but getting the scratch ticket's really stuck in my brain. And I don't think it's going to let me talk to this guy. So nope, I gotta go out. Okay. I missed my opportunity to get him a scratch-off ticket. I am an asshole. What's that? It's a crystal. I bought it for you. Wow. Thank you, ma'am. Hey, could you hold on to it for a minute? I'm going to look around inside. Wish me luck. Good luck. Now this is strange. Attendant. Maybe I'll get that ticket. Where did these crystals come from? There used to be a young man who came by here and traded them for gas. He's a diver. I guess he found them diving. I haven't seen him in a while, though. That right there could be the last of them. To be honest, our whole inventory is pretty low right now. There's a delivery boat that usually swings by earlier in the night, but I guess something came up. Where are you heading? Helping some new friends make a delivery. Or along for the ride, anyway. Well, even if you're not doing the heavy lifting or navigating whatever, a passenger contributes to a journey too. I never travel, but I do love travelers. That's what I like about this job. The travelers come to me. Do you ever get lonely here? Yes, I do. Well, let me know if I can help you find anything. There's another guy in here. Glory, it is good to be among friends. Suit yourself. Wow, I should take a page out of your book. I'd give you any advice I could, little guy, but I think the most important thing I can say is, Glory, it is good to be among friends. It helps to keep things in perspective, I guess. It's a ritual of remembrance for me, tonight particularly so. It's my birthday. I'm 5 years old. Do you know why I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you. 5 years and some days ago, I set out on the Echo River alone, or so I thought at the time. I was looking for an ice floe. They are occasionally rumored to travel our humble artery on their way from who knows where to who knows where. Who knows why? It's a mystery. An hour into the journey, my lantern gave out. Now, I always carry 3 or 4 spares. You'll never catch me in the dark again. Lesson learned, buddy. But that night, when the lantern went out, I was stuck in the dark. I kept my arm extended, running my fingers along the cave wall, trying to keep my bearings as best I could, and at least make sure I wasn't going in circles. I just prayed I'd find another traveler who knew his way back to the lake or above ground, or even just a crack in the rock to get a glimpse of the moonlight. I had a large bag of apples with me. After a long while, maybe a day, I was getting weak, so I took my hand down from the rock to tear the bag open. Well, when I reached back out, I couldn't find the cave wall anymore, or any other. I was totally unmoored, buddy. Totally adrift. And it was so dark. I started counting time and apples eaten. I drifted into despair for four apples. Then I schemed and planned and dreamed for 2 apples. Finally, I came to accept my fate. Lost at sea, and this phase I think would have continued indefinitely had it not come down to that very last damn apple. Picture me, feeling around in the empty bag, certain that somehow there was another one of those fist-sized chunks of life-giving fruit, already softened by time and probably an unappetizing brown. Nope, that was it. Just as I was about to bite into my last meal, I felt a tickle on my upper lip. It hatched right then. Couldn't have been a moment later, or I would have eaten it. My last apple was infested by a damn fruit fly maggot. Well, that should have been the end of it. I should have eaten that apple, and that fly while I was at it, and put an end to our little food chain suicide pact. But I waited, out of mercy. After all, this fly was basically a newborn child, right? A gross insect child, but still a child, right? Born into darkness and famine, hungry and alone. I mean, can you imagine that? No other flies out there on the boat, and never would be. No other flies to welcome into the world. I mean, no fly culture, no fly society, no fly history. A true orphan. I started to get depressed just thinking about it all. Worked out a thick tear, I'm not ashamed to say. Well, that fly landed on my cheek, right under my left eye, right on that salty teardrop, and then, blinding glory, his ass lit up like a candle. That wasn't a fly, buddy. That was a damn lightning bug. So that's how I come here today with you folks. Only because I found my way out of that strange river cave by the dim-lit rear of some orphan insect hatched out of my last rotten apple. Glory, it is good to be among friends. All right. Wow, I really like that story, actually. Did my Johnny talk your ear off out here? Damn, he's even got me talking to dogs now. I think I can see why he does it. You're a good listener, Val. All right. That guy's a trip. That gas station attendant. Did you talk to him? It's funny. He actually reminds me of that frog we had for a bit. I thought it was a toad. Oh, is there a difference? Toads live in the mud, frogs live in trees. Huh. I never knew. So how does that gas station attendant remind you of a frog? Oh, I don't know. Because they like to talk, I guess. Maybe we should pick up another one. A frog or a cat or an iguana or something. Or maybe a third person to travel with? Huh? Now that would be a whole new adventure, wouldn't it? You and me, we're good together. Safe, free. You know what I mean? We can try stuff out. Change our clothes. Swap parts around. Just play. I'm not lonely. Just curious. With another person to play with, what else could we be? You may be right, Cricket. I'm going to be totally supportive of this idea. You really think so? Wow. I thought I'd have to wear you down a little like I did with the gerbils. Oh, that's Kate. Time to hit the road. River, I mean. All right. Well, this is where we're going to be wrapping up, guys. You guys take care, and we will see you next episode. Thank you so much for watching.